Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, another brand new day. On my lap, of course, I have an active little fuzzy boy. I have to show off my little fuzzy boy because he's just active this morning. Very, very active. And, you know, daylight savings, so I'm here when he's awake. So he can't escape. He's been very active. I've cleaned out his Reptisand container, which I'm going to have to put another container of that on my Amazon wish list because I'm having to go through it pretty quick, which makes sense. I mean, he uses it as a sand bath and as his toilet, so it's pretty easy to clean up and keep him clean. Just scoop through with the tines of a fork. You know, you put it in one side, scoop this fork through the other, and lift up. Anything solid, well, that's drying urine sand. So, thumbs up. Just take it on out, and good to go. Definitely a thumbs up. Yay! And he loves it. He loves running around and doing stuff. It's a very good thing. I love hamsters. I love hamsters so much. Yay! Especially since, oh my gosh, I have been up so long. I have been awake and tossing and turning because it was just too early to get up from pain. Oh my God, I was bunking into my keyboard garage, just hurting so much. God, my skeleton hurt. My skeletal muscles. Skeleton itself didn't hurt, but my skeletal muscles were just hurting so much. So joy. But such is life. I mean, at least I am alive, which is good. It's good to be alive. I want to continue being alive. I like metabolizing, and I've contacted the VA. They've contracted outward. They've talked and called me up to find out some information, so hopefully soon I'm going to get another appointment to have a tube shoved up my backside so I can make sure that there's no cancerous stuff growing inside of my large intestine. Because if I hadn't had that done way back, like 15 years ago, first time, I'd already be gone from cancer. So, yeah, no fun getting, loaded up with fentanyl and then they shove a tube up my backside to take a look. But better than perishing from cancer. So thumbs up on that. Past that, not really a whole lot happening. I mean, since yesterday, not really much has happened. I mean, I did a lot of sitting around in here and playing around with my hamster and doing stuff like that, playing games and watching videos, and then I went walkies later on in the evening, and not much. I've tried to be creative as I can, and that's good. Definitely a thumbs up, but there are pressures just from existence. I mean, partially I am still wound up, like a lot of people, from quarantine and lockdown and just the pressures of the pandemic. And then everything going on in the U.S. I mean, things are kind of getting better, but really they're not. I mean, the big, huge protests and defund the police stuff that went on last summer, excuse me, after watching some more videos where they went and looked into some stuff, yeah, all the cops that everyone was protesting about, everything was dropped. They're all still working on the forces. They're still murdering people right and left. It's gotten worse. And of course, they've increased funding on stuff, so everything that we're trying to do and fix is just... On the other hand, Biden has proved to be rather a surprise. I thought he was just going to be nothing at all. A little bit more than just the anti-Trump, but it was going to take a long time to repair and fix a lot of the damage done. He's done more in just the first 50, 60 days of being president than I expected anyone to do in 8 years. So at least there's that. So So that part's good. But of course, we have to get most of our information in the United States these days from ostensibly comedy shows. It used to be The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, that you watched that and it was really good, honest information. Everything has an agenda. Everything has an agenda. Because when you're interested in something and you're telling people about it, you're trying to influence them with what you're saying. So everything has an influence and everything has power in that fashion. And so they're trying to, they have that agenda, but it wasn't a bad one. It was, hey, these are terrible things. Let's expose them to the light. And now that is continuing. I mean, once a week, yeah, it allows them to go the deeper dive, but there's John Oliver's show on HBO, and that's really a surprise. Because quite often, he does stuff that it goes directly against the people that are in charge of the networks and the owners of the networks, and he will gladly say, yeah, we're spending a ton of their money. We're forcing them to spend a lot of money on lawyers this time. And they're good with it. And that's awesome, because some of the stuff that they've done has just been designed specifically to piss some people off. Knowing that, yeah, the legal department's going to be spending a lot of extra money now. And then the network's behind it. But yeah, it's, oh boy. The latest one that I watched on that is, I don't watch Fox or right-wing stuff or anything like that. The willful ignorance and all that you have to do to be a alt-right, right-wing grifter like people like Tucker Carlson and Fox News, I can't do. I am too honest of a person. But oh boy, yes. People like Tucker Carlson on Fox News, it's his audience probably wouldn't even notice if he just forgot and accidentally wore the KKK uniform on camera. So, yay. But yeah, big thing on Tucker, and oh, God's above. So, yeah. I'm not a white supremacist. I don't like white supremacy. I don't like racism. I'm for other people, and things that hurt people I don't like. And things like white supremacy and more hurt people. So I don't like them. But that's just me. And I've just got a tiny, tiny little channel. An exceptionally small little channel. But, everything you do makes a difference. At the same time, of course, I have forgotten what I was going to say about that. I had a semi-rant that was going to go off about influence and people and such, but I cannot remember anything that I was going to say about that. If I can remember, I'll try to jump in. If not, oh well. So let's talk some more about just creative talk, because I'm also trying to be as creative as possible while I go out walkies, while I sit in here thinking, while I just try and do stuff. There's a lot of just static that goes on, and especially when I go out walkies, because it's hard to remember things, and I tank up on THC before I go so I can move. Quite frequently, I'll be running through concepts and ideas, start to forget it, and then just go, well, that's okay. And then deliberately not try to remember what it was, just to go on to something else. So I'm being creative, it's just I have no real way of remembering what it is while I'm out. I'm just more aware of that now. So, thumbs up on that. But I'm still trying. I've got ideas. I'm still working on that one story where the fungus is attacking from this northern continent onto the southern continent. And there are the people of the Calendras that have been devastated by this attack because it was their country where the stuff landed. And about 95% of everyone that used to live there is now not anymore. So I've been trying to figure out thoughts and how to make all that work, because the fungus that's attacking should have just taken over the entire Calendras area, but it hasn't. So I've been trying to think, and the current thought that I have is that the people of the Calendras, they were screwed because the original people all died from a magical plague. The magical plague came in, somebody got infected, they were turned off and became just a killing thing. Then when it bit someone, zap, they were erased, a copy of the magical plague went into them, and then it went out to bite and spread until everybody in the country had been bitten and was now just dead. Well, hundreds of years later, they've been waking up. Well, not hundreds of years later, then they've been waking up, but after about the first 100 years, after everybody had rotted away to the skeletons, some of them had been waking up. No personal memories, but generalized memories of what it is to be a person. Nobody has any personalized memories. Every single human being that got bitten, it was like a quick format on personality. Nothing left. And then the body dies, and then that was brought back up. Only took about 10 or 15 seconds from bite to you're up and looking for something. The magical plague was a terrible thing. So these people have been slowly waking up and trying to form their own culture. They're just skeletons and they're trying to form their own culture. And then as they're getting their new culture together, of course, the invasion of the fungus thing, and then whammo, 95% of them are wiped out. And it's a pure wipeout with the fungal infection on these magical plague zombie types. It just does another quick reformat on the personality, and then 98% of those that go feral become dormant and then fall apart. Because the fungal plague is also magical itself, and it figured out a way to get in there and subvert the programming of the original plague, and boom, down and gone. So there's like 2 to 5% of the original population of the skeletal remain creatures that are trying to just exist with their country being eaten up by the fungus. Except with the amount of time that's passed, it should have already filled up the entire place entirely and consumed it all, but it hasn't. So my current thought, and I'm playing around with the idea, is that these people, the Calendras, just like the fungal types of the southern continent, who have developed a proto-mind for each of their kingdoms, my thought is there was a developing proto-mind of the Calendras, which was the actual magical plague itself as an overmind. And then, of course, the attack. There are enough of them left that are just naturally immune that the proto-mind is surviving. And I think it is currently in a standoff with the fungal attack. And that's my thoughts on it. That's what I'm working on. I'm not sure yet. It feels kind of right, so I might be going in the right direction, and here's hoping on that. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them afterward. Thumbs up each one I do. Answer as many as my executive dysfunction will allow. Thumbs up for that. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I count an American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, ADHD, and more, I'm sometimes lucky I can remember anything at all. So, KM Pro, thumbs up and thank you. Ms. Pat, greatly appreciated and thank you. I'll be checking that out. Travis Quinn, we'll check that out. Thank you. Donatina Sprinkles, I like that. SHLLAJFERIC, thumbs up and thank you. DEVAADITYAS, thumbs up and thank you. Sebastian Ferris, oh my insomnia was horrific. Fargron, thumbs up and thank you. And Tom, greatly appreciated, and I'll have to check that out. Ollie B, thumbs up. Clefargle Smash, greatly appreciated. Man, thumbs up. Ricky Bettini with the daily reminder to live every day to its fullest. Contra Beta Mode to Vlog, thumbs up. MXXKE, greatly appreciated. Noel, MONOLE. And then we have Yumna TFF, thumbs up. Man Bun, additionally, multiple friend, heck of a name, and thumbs up. Christopher Thomas, greatly appreciated. Colin Reisner, thumbs up. Gatlin Downey, thumbs up. We have Flat Earth Jackal. Mike JH82, definitely a thumbs up. And that is it. 23 people who left comments on the last 24 hours. Greatly appreciated. Each and every one of you, definitely a thumbs up. If you could check out my various links down below, I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron, get my fingers together, like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below. If you'd like to help me out without sending money at all, I have an Amazon wishlist link as well with things like cat food, hamster bedding, silly things, not silly things. If you could check it out, that would be very awesome. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all the wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very, very cool. Thank you so very much. Definitely a thumbs up on that. And of course, the horse head of encouragement thinks that we are a beautiful and awesome species with limitless potential, and it has nothing but love and hope for us as a species and for the world that we live in. Definitely a thumbs up for that. And Black Lives Matter. Good golly, Miss Molly. And of course, please try to stay as safe and creative as you possibly can during these very hard times. It is important. Definitely a thumbs up on that. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing. So if you have to go out, please wear a mask, wash your hands, try not to touch your face, maintain your social distancing, and be as safe as you possibly can. Nobody needs to gasp out the last of their days on a ventilator in a hospital, quarantined away from all family and friends. Take care.